Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Wisdom Wednesday. So, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like your integrity was challenged? And it could be at work, it could be out in the store, but have you ever been in that situation to where you felt your integrity was being challenged? This is what we're going to get more into today, but before we do, please like, subscribe, and share, because if you get anything out of this content, chances are someone else will as well. So share with those you know, love, and care about. Also, check out the link down below for Young Living. They are an essential oil company, the best in the business, in my opinion. They don't sponsor me, but I am a distributor for them to sell their products. And you can get kits like this one right here with your everyday essential oils that you can use to help with ailments, use to cook with, clean with, just aromatherapy, so many different things that you can do with them. So they have information on the website as well, so check that out down below. And let's get started. So Wisdom Wednesday is when I go over the Tao Te Ching, and before, I figured I would do things a little different this time and give you some background information. So the Tao Te Ching is basically a way of helping you with different verses to maintain your integrity, or even identify times when you may have strayed away and to come back. And so before we get started, I looked it up on etymology online, the word integrity. And in relation to what we're talking about, it says that it means the soundness of moral principle and character, entire uprightness or fidelity, especially in regards to truth and fair dealings. Okay? And that's pretty much how I see it as well. So maintaining your integrity is basically maintaining who you are and what you believe in and your moral standards. And the Tao Te Ching, what I get out of it, is that it basically gives you little tips or little eye openers in order to see where maybe you strayed from it, to see different methods that you can use to become at peace and understand that, one, everybody isn't on the same level as you, and two, there's different ways that you can interact with them. And so it's not a religious text. It is more on the philosophical side or even spiritual side. But it's not a religious text. It's it was 4,500 years old, which means that 4,500 years, we humans have not gotten any better with dealing with integrity and how that looks like and how we handle and deal with the stresses of the world. So what I usually do is I'll go read it and then we'll go over it. I'll give you my opinion, and I encourage you to drop your opinion down below. And so let's get into this. And one of the reasons I did want to mention this, one of the reasons that I go over this is because in today's world, we every day see the worst of worst. You know, if you're watching the news, if you're on social media, like, we see the downside of humanity. In the movies you looked at, you see where the good guy always wins, but in reality, we know that sometimes that's just not the case. The bad guy wins more often than we would like. And it can be difficult to deal with and boggle you down, and sometimes you get in a situation or position where it's difficult to maintain who you are and maintain your own integrity and how you believe, especially when so many around you are going against what it is you say. And so reading the Tao Te Ching, to me, gives you the additional wisdom and encouragement to stand and hold your own moral ground. Okay, so we're going to get into it because today is Primal Simplicity. Okay, primal, I think I looked this up, did I? Yes, primal is means root, the root of it, so the beginning. And then simplicity just means just that, the singleness, to make it easy. So let's get to the reading. So the great integrity poses no action, yet it leaves nothing undone. Were governments to embrace it, everything would develop naturally. If thereafter an old ego should reincarnate, there already permeate primal simplicity, would neutralize it in the pervasive silence. Returning to silence is returning to peace. Returning to peace is the world reharmonizing itself. So it's a lot in here to dissect just because of the words that they're using. So the great integrity in this text really refers to, like, God, Yahweh, Jehovah, source, spirit, the creator energy, whatever you call that, whatever name you give it. That's what it's talking about with the great integrity. So it's saying that the great integrity imposes no action, yet it leaves nothing undone. So we have free will. We have a choice in everything it is that we do. But depending on what choice we make and what decision we come up with will depend on how things turn out. So no matter what, it's never going to be undone. Something is going to be done. Something is going to happen. And where the governments were to embrace this great integrity, everything would develop naturally. So if everybody, let me just back up. Let me back up. Um, so most people, the majority, I would say 90% of the population, maybe even 95% of the population comes in this world in a harmonic state. Peaceful, harmonic, brotherly loving, like all of that. And we are taught through our environment, through experiences, through family, through friends, um, that is not like that. Not to be like that. That sometimes that you have to go against what your insides tell you, what your nature tells you. And we're programmed like that. So to come to something like this, to where you're saying the governments would embrace it and everyone would develop, everything would develop naturally, is to say if everybody was to maintain that integrity that we're born with, that instant or need to be in harmony, not only with the people around us but even with those, with the environment. If we were to continue in that, and it was not to be erased, not to be challenged, not to be reprogrammed, then everything would develop naturally, and we would naturally have that peace. We would naturally have that harmony. Which is again where it says, if thereafter an old ego should reincarnate, the already permeated primal simplicity would neutralize it in the pervasive silence. So saying that even if you were to have that 5% that I was talking about that doesn't come here in harmony, doesn't come here in peace, that comes here wanting chaos and destruction and all of that, they will instantly be neutralized because we already have this in place. Um, and then return to silence is returning to peace. Returning to peace is the world reharmonizing itself. So if we were to find a way to backtrack, to be in that place of harmony, to be in that place of peace, to where we can have that moral characters and maintain our integrity, and let me just specify that too. Integrity doesn't mean that your way is the right way. When you look at integrity and you're looking at the moral character and you're looking at it in a justified way, it's what's best for everybody. Not just what's best for you, but what's best for everybody. So you can actually think about other people. You can comprehend how somebody else may feel. You can have some empathy on others who may not be at the stage where you are in your learning and in your maturity and in your spiritual growth. You can look at them and understand that it's okay for them to be where they are, but let me see if I can just guide them, or just plant a few seeds to help them grow and be the best version of themselves. And the reason I say this is because we do have those people who feel that their way is the right way, their opinion is the right opinion, and even if you discredit it, even if you can prove that the way that they're thinking and the way that they're going about it is wrong, they will not let go. They will not let that. They just hang on to it, almost like those people who ride them bulls is holding on to their life. No matter how many times, the bull is trying to knock them off and saying that what you believe isn't right, they holding on to it. No matter what nobody else is saying, like, hey, you need to let go. It's okay. No, nobody can say anything against it. They have to hold on to those beliefs. Those are not the people that I'm talking about, because those people will try to impose their own opinions on somebody else, instead of understanding there's a different way of viewing it, instead of understanding that the way you think it may not be what's beneficial for this person or somebody else. So it's a line in that. But as far as the primal simplicity, the best I can say is, and I've never lived there, I only know what I've read about and some of the things I understand that goes on there, but Switzerland. Switzerland is a government for the people, by the people, like for real, for real. If the people don't like something, they change it. If the people want something, they change it. They actually take care of their people. And to me, they are, and I'm sure they got their faults. I'm sure they got their downside to it. I'm positive of that. But if you were to pick a country or a place that I know of, because there are probably some places that exist that are better, but as far as what I know of and the general public knows of, to me, that would be the place where the primal simplicity is the closest. Okay? To keeping things just on a basic level, to where everything is in harmony and people are treated with respect and live accordingly. And like I said, I know I know you always have those exceptions to the rules, and I'm sure there's some bad things that go on in Switzerland. But overall, as far as the government goes, it takes care of its people. So I know that was a lot in what I said. A lot that came out of that. So, but drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you get out of it. What is primal simplicity to you? Because I would love to know your opinion and hear your thoughts on it. So drop that down below. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.